Now somebody asked me, what's the hard part about sales? Like, not like you're getting your hands dirty and you get to wear nice clothes and sometimes you get to take people out for nice meals. I mean, like, sales seems like a really kind of an easy job, but it's not. And anybody that's been in sales knows that. And there are a lot of aspects about sales and the profession are difficult and challenging to deal with, not only intellectually, but emotionally. The ups and downs. People buy from you, they like you. People don't buy from you, they don't like you. How does that make you feel about yourself? I mean, all of these things come into play. You set expectations, you either hit your numbers, you don't hit your numbers. So there are a lot of things that you're dealing with. But the most important thing that you deal with is when you first meet your prospect and you are able to create a relationship with your buyer that they will open up to you about what's important to them. And this is the biggest challenge that organizations have in trying to offload pipeline building. Because in a perfect world, your very expensive sales talent that you may be paying a base salary of $125 or $150 or maybe even $175,000, that they are doing something that it looks like could be done by somebody that makes 1/3 of that money. That's just getting on the phone and dialing for dollars. But truth be told, although you can do some initial qualifying by people that don't have a tremendous amount of experience, the most important part of the sales process is not in the closing, it's in the opening. And it's the opening of the relationship between your organization and the client. And it's not hard to talk about product. It's easy to talk about product. What's hard to do is to get your prospect to be comfortable enough and trust you enough to think that you know what you're doing, that they will open up to you about what it is they're trying to solve. And the key to that is knowing the questions to ask so you can get people to open up to you. And it's never the first question. It's the second question. It's the follow-on question that allows the prospect to be able to think, hey, this person really knows what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. If you go to a doctor's office, a doctor doesn't tell you how great they are. They ask you a question like, why are you here? Well, it's my shoulder. Okay, well, what's the problem with the shoulder? Well, the shoulder hurts. Well, does it hurt when you raise your arm, or does it hurt when you lower your arm to touch your toes? And all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, this person's asking me questions that they recognize these are things that would cause the shoulder to hurt. It's the questioning that allows our prospect or the patient, whatever the case may be, to recognize that you know what you're talking about. And after all, why would a prospect want to talk to somebody that they think doesn't know what they're talking about? So the hardest part of sales, not the closing, it's the opening. And it's opening the relationship, showing that the prospect needs to be able to recognize that you know not only what you sell, but you know the value that you bring to the organization. And if you can do that, then you're well on your way to establishing a sales process that's based on what your prospect actually needs and wants, and it will separate you from the pack. Thanks for listening.